Drew, why do all publishers have ADHD?
I haven't done the research.
Okay.
But I think constant cycle of urgent things arising and the getting fascinated with the next thing keeps you going. I mean, if all publishers do have ADHD, that probably helps.
Okay. But that actually sounds scientific. I'm sorry to report to everyone. Well, sorry, audience. You heard it here first.
Not everybody in publishing has ADHD.
It just feels like it.
For instance, Bernie has not been diagnosed.
Bernie is
right. They may not be diagnosed, but that doesn't.
I mean, I'm not in the business of diagnosing, but
Right.
I'll have a conversation.
Well, tell us about your book and deck.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Joe Beal, the founder and CEO of Microcosm Publishing. I'm also the author of A People's Guide to Publishing, which distills what I've learned from selling millions of books over the past 28 years.
I'm Elly Blue, the Vice President of Microcosm. We started this podcast to share what we've learned with newer publishers, so you can learn from our mistakes. Or maybe you just want to learn about the publishing industry.
This week, we welcome first-time special guest, Andrew Coltrin, PartlyRobot, author of ADHD FAQ and ADHD...
Coping Skills
Deck. See, it's good we have professionals on this program.
Well, I've been hanging out with Joe for a while.
20 some odd years.
I mean, it depends on when you set the clock. Yeah. I mean, but yeah, we'll just say that. And then, over the last few years, I've just been, I've been making zines and all that for a long time. And then...
We don't need to put a timeline on that one.
No, we don't. It's...
Before much of our audience was born.
So, I've been kicking around the idea of writing some kind of a book. And then it was a couple of years ago, sometime like in a springtime time, and Joe was like, what do you think about writing this book? The ADHD FAQ. And I was like, I want to write that book. And that's kind of how it happened.
Sounds plausible and applicable.
And I did the sort of deep dive, a hyper focus on the research. I have an adult daughter who'd been diagnosed not too long before. And I'd already had the autism diagnosis from a similar time to when you got yours. So
right,
that was part of our comparing notes voyage.
Right.
As I researched the book, I was like, oh. This is something that's helpful for my life.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I'm stuttering. Sorry.
That's all right.
It's all right.
You don't need to prove the ADHD. We accept you.
It's ADHD and then the autism buffering.
Right.
But it's fun.
Do you want us to prompt you with more questions rapid fire?
You could prompt me with a question, or I could just keep rambling. I'm good at both.
Excellent. Well, I was waiting for Elly to put us back on track, because usually it's me. Well, Faith and I work very hard to move it off track, and then Elly moves to put it back on track.
Do I need to move us back on track?
I've heard of this Faith person.
I don't know about need, but I suspect you will.
Well, I have a question actually that was brought up by one of our Kickstarter backers.
Oh boy.
So the Back and Deck funded on Kickstarter, and that project wrapped the day that we're filming, so we just learned 20 minutes ago that it funded with 463 backers and almost $20,000, which is...
Whoa! Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't...
It was like 320% of the goal or something.
Yeah.
Not that I was watching closely, but it was like...
This project may have struck a nerve.
Do you feel timely?
I must be. I feel like... Yeah, I'm like, wow.
I mean, most of our projects were like, if it raises $2,000 to $5,000, if we have more than 100 backers, if we have at least 20 backers who have never bought anything from us before, we're stoked. This project was extra special.
Should have printed more.
The right project at the right time.
Our industry is run by billionaires and conglomerates.
At Microcosm, we wanted the freedom to independently sell our books easily pay royalties, manage our inventory, and understand our business all in one place.
That's why we've been using our own software since 2001.
Now, we want to share it with you.
Working Lit is the only business success software that is created and owned 100% by publishers for publishers.
Join Working Lit and get the agency you need to help your business grow.
Visit workinglit.com to try it for free.
I mean, people have been asking us for ADHD. Look, we were just at AWP this year, and we have all these books about autism, and the number one question we got at our table was people being like, do you have this but for ADHD? And we were like, coming soon.
And then they were like, I want the relationships book, but the ADHD variant.
Oh, man.
And I'm like,
Oh.
please hold.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we get there. But my question, or the Kickstarter backers question,
Okay. Yeah.
to bring it all the way back around, is it okay to get and use this book and this deck if I have not been diagnosed with ADHD?
Absolutely. I mean, yeah.
If you're putting off the diagnosis.
If you're putting, like, this is, yeah, as much as anything else is a good resource to take a look and see, should I pursue a diagnosis?
Yeah.
I also think a lot of the things that are in it are helpful for humans in general.
Yeah.
Like, you know, people with ADHD are humans. Pretty much.
You heard it here first,
It's
folks.
true. Yeah, I've been doing research into humans. It's actually, it seems to be about as common as left-handedness.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
So, you know, the numbers get crunched lots of different ways, but that was like that sort of somewhere between 10 and 11% of like children getting diagnosed, and then you realize that, oh, it doesn't go away as an adult. So there's, it's, and then, you know, you meet people, you experience things, you find out a lot of people who have figured out how to be self-employed or go into trades like being an electrician or something, and you go like, oh, you found a job where you can control your whole time frame. People need you, and you can make it work. I mean,
Why are you looking at me?
I don't know, because you never make full-on eye contact the way Elly does. So,
Oh, yeah. I mean, I resemble all these accusations.
Neurology's on
Joe.
parade.
I'm a very mainstream person, as all of our viewers know. So I was very shocked when, during the development of this book, I was diagnosed as ADHD, and I was like, nobody saw this coming. I mean, why are you averting your gaze?
I am just smiling slyly for no good reason.
Oh, okay, it's
and you're
unrelated.
like, you have this like comprehensive social file that you're like, tick, 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 tick. I mean, yeah.
Ellie's been doing research too.
I'm excited to read your book, let's just say.
You know, that was a fun thing about the editing process, because I got to be excited about reading the book too. Like, this is like my first like big experience having an editor giving me feedback, and you know, I know a younger me would have been having a much harder time with that, but in this one I was like, okay, the book, it's not about me, it's about the book. And yeah, so, and I also knew like so my first thing like this, I need help. Because I've tried, you know, self-publishing, and I did my little self-published time travel novel, which probably should be in the diagnostic manuals too. Did you self-publish a time travel novel? You should check out some of these. So I knew that the editing was not my strong suit.
We built this software from scratch to solve our own problems starting in 2001.
It's not only the reason for our survival, but the reason we've been a Publishers Weekly fastest growing publisher 3 years in a row.
Now we want to share it with you.
Join Working Lit and get back the agency to understand your publishing business, market and sell your books, and painlessly pay royalties.
Working Lit, doing the math for publishers.
Visit workinglit.com to give it a try for free.
So I was like totally ready for the feedback and the collaboration, and I would just, everything about that process, even though I was like terrified to like open up the document, it's like, oh, what did they say? But then you're going into it and you're like, oh yeah, oh, that's a good change. And like, yep. And like, well, maybe I need to explain this better. And all of these things just really, I came away with feeling like this is going to be really great. So
amazing.
Yeah,
well, do you have advice for any of our readers
Or
and
publishers.
who are publishers or authors?
Yeah, or freshly diagnosed.
And are relating to some of these things that people say about ADHD and themselves may or may not have a diagnosis.
Apparently, many
Okay.
not yet diagnosed.
don't beat yourself up.
Oh.
Like I think that is like a big like undercurrent in a lot of neurodivergence stuff, but ADHD for sure is that you kind of go through life with getting a lot of feedback from getting back to feedback. You get people tell you like, why can't you do it like this? Why don't you just like make a list, or
just make a list.
like just write it. I'm like, well, I'll go into that later. Lists are helpful, but there's a whole mindset that an ADHD person has to get through to be able to use a list very well.
Okay.
Because, there's all these, there's just so much stuff floating around in your head, and you like feel like you've got all these things, you're on top of it. You think you are, and then, no, you forgot 7 things, and...
So how do you get all those things that are in your head, like, onto a page?
Onto a page.
Be in a book.
Onto a page and be in a book. Oh, yeah. Yeah, how did I do it?
Yeah, how did you accomplish this?
I said, okay, I needed to sit down, and I would have like a goal of like, I got to get 2,000 words on a page today. And like, it'd be like each week I was like, was it 2,000? I think that was what it was. I was like trying. Yeah. I was working on, that was my goal for the day.
Okay.
If it was only 1,000, I didn't beat myself up.
Okay.
But I did have a sticker chart, and I was going through getting a lot of cool stickers just from, artists. People are always making their stickers, and I love having an excuse to buy a sticker from an artist.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just came up with all these awesome sticker charts, and so I was like, okay, I can put a sticker on now. And so, some days it's 1 sticker, some days it's 2 stickers. I don't know if I ever got a 3 sticker day, but...
Thanks for joining us once again.
Please send your questions to podcast@microcosmpublishing.com so we can answer them on future episodes.
And please give us 5 stars on iTunes and everywhere else that podcasts are reviewed.
You can find us on the internet at microcosm.pub,
On Twitter at Microcosm,
on Facebook at Microcosm Publishing,
on Instagram at Microcosm_pub.
and here in Portland, Oregon on North Williams Avenue.
Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful week.